Item 6.7, 9:12 a.m., presentation of proclamation declaring the second Monday in October as Indigenous People Day in Lake County. Vice Chair Simon.
Yeah.
And Supervisor Crandall.
Anyone in the audience wants to come up?
There you go. Just stayed up.
Board of Supervisors, County of Lake, State of California Proclamation, declaring the second Monday in October Indigenous Peoples Day in Lake County. Whereas the area known as Lake County has been home to people for greater than 12,000 years, and the richly diverse cultures of the 7 tribal nations indigenous to Lake County: the Middletown Rancheria of Pomo Indians, California Core Nation of Northern California, Big Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Scotts Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Abemetal Pomo of Upper Lake, Robinson Rancheria of Pomo Indians of California, and the Elam Indian Colony have informed every aspect of our community's history. And whereas policies and practices of the United States and earlier colonial governments deprived indigenous people in the state of California and Lake County specifically of land holdings, liberty, even life itself. And whereas the County of Lake is committed to protecting rights to tribal organizations and institutions to strengthen their own communities, and whereas Indigenous Peoples Day was first proposed in the United Nations more than 40 years ago. Whereas in January 2019, Lake County proudly became the first United States county with 2 concurrently seated American Indian supervisors. And whereas because of our historic position, we have a responsibility to lead in honoring and celebrating the legacy of all Americans, America's indigenous peoples, and particularly those indigenous to Lake County. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Lake County Board of Supervisors declares each second Monday in October Indigenous Peoples Day in Lake County, passed and adopted this 3rd day of October 2023, signed by the Chair of the Board of Supervisors, Jessica Peiska. Just want to say today, obviously, with the last 2 proclamations, the original inhabitants of, North America here in the United States and across the country today, honoring indigenous people is very important. As it's said in here, removing indigenous people off their land is some of the first things that are done to create trauma and to create, horror for the people that have lived on these lands forever. It's proud every year that I get to read this. Couldn't be any prouder to stand here with my brother, E.J. Crandall, and serve on this board. And we serve all communities and try and represent everyone as equally as possible. And I want to thank you ladies for joining us today. And, 2 weeks ago, we had the room packed. Everybody is out doing what they're doing, I guess, but proud day. So thank you very much, Board of Supervisors, Lake County, allowing me to read this and presenting this proclamation today. So, EJ, I don't know if you have something today.
No, you actually covered one of the things I was going to actually say is Indigenous Peoples Day goes further than just the locality of our indigenous people. It's also nationwide tribes, and then not to mention tribes that aren't even recognized, all the way, even on the islands in the West Indies, the islands all the way down to South America. We often forget that indigenous people are from those areas as well, because we share those cultures at specific ceremonies, and they're all very similar to our ceremonies that we hold here. Everything's based on the same thing. So I like to mention that as well. So, yeah.
Would you like to say anything?